Welcome to What's Going On. I'm your host, Colin Michael Job. We have a really interesting show for you today. Our special guest is Dr. Nadine Wong. Nadine is the author of What If Your Hair Could Speak, What It Say, which I'm dying to hear what it would say. And she's also the owner and founder of ALABASTER Wellness Clinic. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, you did.
Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to What's Going On.
Me.
You're very welcome. It's, as we were talking about before, when you told me about the name of your book, What If Your Hair Could Speak, What Would It Say? And I thought to myself, what would it say? And first of all, why the book? And what's it all about?
The book really is my private memo that I published.
Okay.
And it originally started with a single poem, and the poem was just simply titled, What If?
Okay.
My humble beginnings, I was a cosmetologist.
Right.
I did hair, I shave it, I cut it, I curl it, you name it, I did it. And over the years, I just sat down one day and I just started to just analyze customers, clients. They will come in all down and dismayed, and then they will leave as happy as a lark. And I was like, what happened? Really, what happens?
So you're saying their mood changed?
Transition.
So they came in, they were down, and they worked on their hair, and it picked up their spirits.
Picked up their spirit. It
Really?
infused them with life.
And why do you think that is?
There are many reasons, but it's how you see yourself. So say, for example, a person who comes in, obviously they're coming to have a service done because they see the need for it. It could be their hair is dry, or it's breaking, or they just need a look, an experience.
I want to change.
Exactly. Life has dealt them something that they're dealing with.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes it's so overwhelming, and most women...
So it's psychological.
Psychological.
Interesting. I mean, I've never really, and I'm not disputing what you're saying, but do you never really think of someone getting their hair done to make that much of a difference? I mean, I guess I'm looking at it from a male perspective.
Well,
when I get a haircut, I need to get my hair cut, but that's it. It doesn't, I'm not a different person a minute after I had my haircut versus...
On the contrary.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So I probably need to start filming myself.
No, not really. On the contrary, based on what you said, women, we express externally.
Oh, okay.
So because we are emotionally based, everything that we do, we see, it has a lot to do with what we see.
Okay.
Men are introverts, or they express internally. So they do a lot of things, and subconsciously, it's not conveyed as obvious as a woman would express herself.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you made the statement about women being emotional. It's certainly...
it's not a negative thing to be emotional.
Right. I hear you, but it would probably have a different context if it came from me.
Why do you say that?
Well, if it's the general stereotype, right? Well, women are emotional, this, that, and the other.
I think it's a positive thing that you can express yourself.
That's interesting. So you're saying so on the flip side, then you're saying we're lacking something there as males.
I'm not saying that either. See, once you know who you are and how you express yourself,
right,
you will gain your audience. But if you're not aware how to express or how you're expressing yourself, that's where frustration sets in.
Okay, so given that, do I need a haircut?
No, I don't think you need a haircut.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that the people they change their hairstyles for different reasons, and there's a story behind it.
There is a story behind it.
So it's way more than what meets the eye.
Consciously and subconsciously, there's a story that is being told.
And what's a story?
A lot of times it's a story of I need to reward myself. A story is I'm an overcomer. A story is I need to celebrate what I've achieved.
Okay, so it sounds like a struggle almost. As against a celebration of who you are.
I wouldn't really look at it as a struggle. Yes, it's a celebration. It's not a struggle. It's a celebration. This is why they do it.
So have there been studies on this? Is there any data to back it up? Like, how do you, is this from your own experience, or?
This is from my own experience. Remember I said my humble beginnings. I was actually in a salon. I spent a good 4 years as a cosmetologist in a salon, just looking and just observing. And even outside of a salon, I've been into churches, I've been into malls, I've been into just social settings, random parties, people going by, you know, at the stoplight, just glancing over. It screams a conversation. Your hair is screaming a conversation.
Okay. Okay, and usually what's that conversation, what kind of conversation should we have? Should we have a conversation that says, change it?
I think the first conversation your hair should have, it should be a conversation of intimacy about you.
Okay, what exactly does that mean?
It simply means because since your hair is a product of yourself, it's coming from within your body, then it should be a conversation about you. So you are feeling good about yourself. Not someone making you feel good, not someone adding to complete you. It's a state of mind where you are already completed and
so you're confident in yourself.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, so the next time I see somebody with an outrageous hairstyle, should I say should I conclude that there's another issue behind that, or are they overemphasizing in a particular area? Like, what should I pick up psychologically from that?
Well, if a person is out in public with an outrageous hairstyle, well, that's just really what they're saying about themselves.
So there's an attention grabber.
That's how they're expressing themselves based on what they're experiencing.
Okay. And so when people would come to your salon, like how would you turn it around? Did you ever have customers where they came to you and they said, I wanted this outrageous hairstyle? And you thought to yourself, you know what? That's not you, that's not for you, that's not good.
First of all, I don't have a salon, I have a clinic.
Okay.
And there's a difference. I have a wellness clinic. And when client comes, first of all, clients don't come seeking me to do outrageous hairstyle. My clinic is based on a wellness background where it's an expansion of health through hair. So it's not about style. It's on a whole other level.
So it's wellness through hair. So what kind of person? Bear in mind, I'm pretty much ignorant to the whole idea here, and so you're educating me as well as the audience.
Okay.
And so what kind of person seeks out your services?
Well, the person that seeks out my service is a person who is seeking the service of a trichology. Trichologist. And what a trichologist does, they specialize in hair and scalp and their disorders. So it's more of the cause of what a problem would be, a problem such as alopecia, premature balding, or uncontrollable itching or breaking, anything out of the norm. So it's not style, it's more of something that is systematically wrong or something that is a chronic illness.
Okay, there's an illness of sort.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and for the average person, does it take them a while? Like when do they, because I've never heard of the term before.
Okay.
And I'm quite certain there are probably lots of people who haven't either.
Okay.
So how do you know? How do you know that, you need it? Like, do you have a sense that your scalp is on fire, or like, how do you determine, you know what? I need to see a trichologist.
Your hair is your personal indicator or thermostat that something is systematically off. And one of the first signs, if you're losing hair or prematurely losing hair, at the end of your hair you will see a little white attachment. It simply means that your hair has released itself from its follicle pockets. And when that happens, it basically means all the major organs, the extra protein, which really what hair is, it has held onto it to cover or protect the major organs because something systematically has gone wrong. So to avoid the body itself going into a cardiac arrest or something really severe, it will shed the extra appendage, which is really what the hair is.
Really?
And then it will protect the major organ with the actual protein that would have made the hair to protect the organs.
Wow. Well, based on that, I'm going to do some checking to see what kind of shape I'm in. I hope I'm okay. But no, that's really interesting because, like I said before, this is it's a whole new world for me. I'm being educated thoroughly here because I never even heard of the term.
Okay.
And I was unaware that it was an issue. And I guess you're trying to say that it's bigger than we think.
It is. It is bigger. When it comes to the African American community, if I'm saying that politically correct, it's almost $1 trillion business.
You mean the hair care business?
Hair care and the amount of money that is invested from consumers. It's almost $1 trillion business.
Wow, it's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. And with everything that has been happening, I really, in the next 3 to 5 years, the African American community would be the community that suffers a lot from alopecia, which is baldness, more than anyone else because of poor hair care products and poor hair care services.
So in other words, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, so what I'm taking from what you're telling me is that the products that people are spending almost $1 trillion on are actually presenting a counterproductive effect, and it's leading to baldness or hair issues, so to speak. Am I correct?
That's correct. Any chemical, any pharmaceutical, any chemical will have that effect on you.
Really? So this is a potentially a widespread problem we're talking about here.
It's an epidemic. It's a hidden epidemic.
Okay, but hidden is would appear to be on the mark, because I'm totally, I consider myself halfway aware, and this is the first I'm hearing about it.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe it's an underground problem at this point, but I've never heard of even anything alluding to what you're saying. But you're saying that around the corner, there's a disaster waiting on a grand scale.
The disaster is already, it's actually here.
Okay.
But it's hidden. It's hidden through wigs.
Oh, okay.
It's hidden through various facades, extensions, dreads, chemical. Even in a natural state, there definitely can be severe problems because of, if you're not using chemicals to rearrange your hair, then even the actual shampoos or the cleansing product, a lot of the binders and fillers are chemicals on a trace level. So eventually you'll still have the same effect.
Wow. So what's the alternative?
Just spray. Well, the alternative is you have to keep a balance. You have to give your first of all, your mind. I strongly believe it's your mind that heals your body. So you have to have a balance to your life. A balance include everything from a quiet time, exercise, proper nutritional choices. Health is not just in a jar, on a box,
right,
or from a prescription pad.
Okay.
It is a combination of everything. So once you have everything on a balance, then as long as you are designed to walk the earth in health, complete health, you will. But there needs to be a balance.
Okay. That's interesting. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk about how we can get into balance.
Okay.
We'll also talk about the clinic and how it came to be, and what we can do to avoid being part of the epidemic.
No problem.
We'll be right back on What's Going On.